Hello everyone, Eric Leamy here. You are watching my YouTube show in which my sentimental thoughts come from my heart and where my mental oddball shenanigans come from my brain. It's EML77 TV, episode 561. I got some sad news coming from the wrestling world already. I know a couple of episodes ago I talked about the releases of the superstars because of what's been going on. Unfortunately, a Hall of Fame legend has passed away. Howard Finkel, who is the first employee hired by the WWE and one of the most prominent, most legendary ring announcers, has passed away at the age of 69, almost 70 years old. Howard Finkel has been the voice of ring announcing in the 80s and in the 90s. And he's been loved by everybody. I'm going to read some of the tweets by the superstars and wrestlers and luminaries from in the wrestling industry. Stephanie McMahon has tweeted out, in what has already been a tough week for our WWE family. Today we lost our first ever employee and WWE Hall of Famer Howard Finkel. Howard's voice is iconic and recognized by generations of fans. He will be missed. Hashtag rest in peace Howard Finkel. Thank you for everything. Jim Ross said, sad to hear the passing of my friend and the greatest ring announcer in the biz, Howard Finkel, at the age of 69. The Hall of Famer is now ring announcing in heaven. Hashtag rest in peace, Fink. No one was more loyal or loved pro wrestling more than the Fink. And I will never forget when he introduces somebody like the Undertaker from Death Valley. There we go. And the challenger from Death Valley, weighing in at 328 pounds, The Undertaker. All right. Brandy Rhodes tweeted out, as the Brandalorian, Howard Finkel was a great friend and mentor to me. I was so blessed to be able to look for him for guidance, honesty, and the occasional bit of humor. He spoke with kindness and always had a sparkle in his eye when speaking about our industry. Thank you for everything, Howard. Impact Wrestling is deeply saddened to hear the passing of Howard Finkel. We send our condolences to his friends and family. Let's see. Frankie Kazarian said, very sad to hear the passing of Howard Finkel. Howard was all class in addition to being the voice that introduced myself and millions of other kids to our heroes for the very first time. The voice of a generation. His importance could not be understated. Rest in peace. Godspeed, sir. And a lot of people. The Iron Sheik said it best. He put me over. He make me look like a legend. He make me smile. Forever I love you, Howard Finkel. Only the Sheik, man. Bruce Pritchard tweeted out, rest in peace, Howard Finkel, greatest ring announcer of all time. Historian and walking wrestling encyclopedia. Hall of Famer, loyal, great friend. Love you, Fink. Brian Myers, the former recently released Kurt Hawkins, said, I'm going to dearly miss my friend at Howard Finkel. Passionate Mets and wrestling fan. An incredible soul. He's the soundtrack to so many of our childhoods. Nobody has ever done it better. Rest in peace, Fink. Brian Heffron, a.k.a. the Blue Meanie, tweeted out, I'm absolutely gutted over the passing of Howard Finkel. Another voice of my childhood has been silenced. Such a sweet, sweet man. I will miss our conversations about wrestling and rock and roll. This absolutely sucks. Love you, Fink. I don't blame you, Blue Meanie. I feel the same way. And the National Wrestling Alliance, the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance sends its deepest sympathies to the family, friends, and fans of legendary pro wrestling ring announcer Howard Finkel. Finkel has been well known in the wrestling industry. Iron Sheik once again tweeted, Howard Finkel, I love you forever. Hashtag rest in peace, Fink. And I remember, and Johnny Gargano, who last week defeated Ciampa in a one-on-one matchup. Howard Finkel was a staple of my childhood, the voice we all grew up with. I first met Howard backstage at WrestleMania 33. I walked up and as I said, hello, sir, and went to introduce myself, he burst out, hello, Johnny. I couldn't believe you knew my name. That's Johnny Gargano. John Bradshaw Layfield, who's this year's Hall of Famer. The first great ring announcer is gone. Rest in peace, WWE Hall of Famer Howard Finkel. Iconic is an understatement. Remember, they have pictures of him. Peter Rosenberg wrote, Howard Finkel made every big moment bigger. I always wanted I've always wanted to, I've always been impressed with the way he ring announces a new champion. The winner of this bout and new World Wrestling Federation champion, The Undertaker. And I also remember when he always introduced a dirt sheet in a world full of winners and losers. Always like that. Let's see, Dave Meltzer, who has been writing many stories on his website. This horrible week continues. Howard Finkel's voice is the soundtrack for so many matches and for decades. He never ever slipped up once. And it's too bad few saw him announce matches, as he have been one of the best as well. Nick Aldis, who is the husband of Mickie James, and he is the current NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He tweeted out, very sad to wake up to the news of Howard Finkel's passing, the most iconic voice in the history of the wrestling business. I was lucky to meet Howard on a few occasions. He was always so kind, complimentary, and classy. My thoughts and condolences are with his loved ones today. Mandy Rose basically wrote, and with a prayer emoji, rest in peace, Howard Finkel. Dustin Rhodes says, I was tweeted out, sad to hear that Howard Finkel passed this morning. I had the pleasure of sharing the ring with him so many times. Unforgettable voice and a true loving soul. Prayers go out to his family. There's another. He always feuded with Harvey Whippleman, and he always had that feud with and it's got to the point where Well Done, the Bushwhackers, got involved in the he aligned himself with the Bushwhackers, which I think was pretty hilarious. Then I remember his feuding with when he was humiliated by Jeff Jarrett, and DX backed up. He backed up X-Pac at SummerSlam in '98 against Jeff Jarrett in that haircut matchup. I think that was really wild. Let's see. And then he feuded with Tony Schimmel for a brief term after Chris Jericho motivated him. I'll never forget that day running to the ring like the Ultimate Warrior in his theme music. It was hilarious. And then all of a sudden, his last major feud, he was with Lillian Garcia. So God rest his soul. All right, there's more tweets from the luminaries in the wrestling business, especially the WWE. Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler. I saw a voicemail after a day of training at OVW. It was my call-up to Raw. Howard Finkel spoke as of announcing a new world champion at Madison Square Garden. I'll never forget it. His welcome to the jungle entrance is unmatched and sparked us all to have a great show. Tommy Dreamer, Tommy Dreamer tweeted, I want you to all know how much the WWE meant to him. He loved you and missed you all so much. Every time I would leave him, I would said, I love you, Fink, and there are good fans and there are great fans, but you are the best fans ever. Celebrate his life, the Fink. Jerry the King Lawler first met Howard Finkel in 1983 when I started working with WWE. Always the most helpful and genuine friend to everyone he came in contact with. My favorite day with Howard when he and I attended the Cleveland Browns New York Jets game together. Miss you, Fink. Oh, that was so cool. Santino Marella. I remember earlier in my WWE career when there was a Mexico tour where Lillian Garcia was unable to attend and Howard Finkel stepped in. When he announced me, I made my entrance as I had the biggest grin on my face. I was that 10-year-old boy for a moment. Thank you, Fink. Rest in peace, Fink. I want to try to go. Diamond Dallas Page wrote, my sympathies and prayers go out to the family of Howard Finkel. He wasn't just a WWE Hall of Famer. He was a Hall of Famer in life. You'll be missed, brother. Rest in peace, and he wrote DDP. They had a picture of Howard Finkel doing the crotch chop, DX crotch chop with X-Pac and Billy Gunn, which is hilarious. Caleb Braxton basically tweeted, rest in peace to a legend. Sports Illustrated announced it tweets, and I'll never forget, too, when he was requested by CM Punk to announce him. Bobby Cruz of Ring of Honor says, when I was growing up or even starting my career as a ring announcer, I wanted to be just like Howard Finkel. I quickly realized no one could ever be Howard. There's only one. The best then, now, forever. And let's see what else. Taz. Taz tweeted out, very sad to hear Howard Finkel pass. He was a great guy, always joking, laughing, and positive. The greatest ring announcer ever. His iconic voice will live will live in pro wrestling history forever. Prayers go out to his family. And let's see. There's a picture of him, Bret Hart, with Bret Hart holding the title. Let's see. Greg Hamilton was the current ring announcer on SmackDown. 3 heartbreak emojis. This all simply can't be real right now. Rest in peace, Fink. Friday will be for you. Absolutely heartbroken. And the recently released Aiden English, gutted as well to hear that we lost a Fink, Howard Finkel, a legend and a sweetheart of a man. I'll fondly remember our conversations until we all see each other again, my friend. Hashtag rest in peace, Fink. All right. William Regal. William Regal tweeted out, I'm very saddened to hear the passing of my dear friend Howard Finkel, the best ring announcer I ever worked with. My deepest condolences to the family. Page tweeted, man, rest in peace at Howard Finkel. More blows to the wrestling world. You will be deeply missed, my friend. Adam Pierce, thank you, Mr. Finkel, for your kindness every time we had the chance to interact and providing a soundtrack to many of our memories, from our first conversation in 1999 to our last. You made me feel like more than I was. I'm forever grateful. Ricardo Rodriguez shared a clip. Shared a clip at Survivor Series 2011 when Fink, like I said, when Fink was requested by CM Punk. I love everything about this clip: the voice, his reaction, the crowd, and how you can see him loving every single second. Hashtag Howard Finkel. Hashtag Howard Finkel. A lot of people have been saying. Another former ring announcer, Gary Capetta, says, question to learn the passing of Howard Finkel, a voice of a generation of WWF fans, and World Wrestling Federation fans, I should say, and a genuinely nice man, sweet soul. My sincerest condolences to his family. Hashtag R.I.P. Fink. A lot of people were saying a lot of things. Mike Rome, rest in peace, legend. Heartbreak emoji. Thank you, heartbreak emoji. Somebody at Live for Greatness posted a picture when X-Pac, when he accompanied X-Pac to the ring. We'll see if anybody else said anything about him. Former NXT UK standout Sam Gradwell said, as a child dreaming of being a wrestler, was there anything you wanted more to hear Howard Finkel announce your name? Rest in peace. Yep. I won't repeat what one of the tweeters have said. 2020 sucks. Yeah, 2020 sucks. I feel like saying 2020 up your nose with a rubber hose. Seriously. That's how I feel about 2020. I'm going to try to find more great luminaries. Let's see if anybody else, well-known wrestlers, has said something about Howard Finkel. I'm trying to see if I can find anybody else. David Lagana, who I think is working for...
Calling in a friend in adulthood. Howard Finkel was the voice of every person growing up from 1980 to 2001, saying, and new! We love you forever, Howard. And someone tweeted a pic of Howard Finkel and Mean Gene Okerlund, Legends Reunited. And, oh, come on. Let's see if I can find any more. I'm trying to find a whole lot of... Man. Top. Oh, these are the top tweets, so we'll see. We'll hear from the latest.
Papa Stro, who was known as the Maestro in WCW, he tweeted out, "Rest in peace, Howard Finkel," with a picture of Howard Finkel. Let's see, who else? Uh, um, let's see. Uh, yeah, it's been a tough week for WWE, to say the least. I'm trying to find. Um, let's see, Dylan Bostic, who wrestled in OVW, basically had a gif of Howard Finkel taking a look around at WrestleMania and said, "Rest in peace, Howard Finkel." Goat emoji, greatest of all time. Charles Robinson, and I thought I was out of tears, but I was wrong. The news just keeps getting worse. I just heard about passing on of a wonderful human being and one of the greatest ring announcers ever, Howard Finkel. I'm going to miss that undeniable voice and his wonderful wit. We're right with you there. We are right with you there. Let's see who else has said something. I'm trying to think who has been. A lot of people have been talking about Howard Finkel. I'll tell you that much right now. And Howard Finkel is one guy that we all going to miss, and I do miss him. I'm trying to read all the tweets, and I'm trying to find out who. Trying to find out. It is a sad day. Seriously, very sad. Bruce Pritchard tweeted, "Rest in peace, Howard Finkel." I think I already did that. The former Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona, "Rest in peace, Fink, the voice of my childhood." Had a picture of him and Fink, which is let's see who else is. Let me see. Dashing Chris Bay, who recently signed with Impact Wrestling, shared a video of him introducing CM Punk in 2011, Survivor Series 2011. Here's my favorite Fink moment at CM Punk at Ricardo Rodriguez, WWE. Hashtag rest in peace, Howard Finkel. Let's see, William Regal, I've already said him. I'll see if anybody else. I'm gonna look up some of the superstars, see if they said something else. Let's try let's see if Becky Lynch is something. Let's see, who else? I'm gonna see if The Rock has said something about it. He hasn't said anything yet. I'm sure man's been busy. I'm hoping he says something about Howard Finkel soon. Let's see who else. Let's see. The Miz has to say something. I know him and John Morrison. No, I don't want that one. What the heck? The Miz may have to say something about it because you think about it. All right. I don't know. He hasn't said anything yet. He hasn't mentioned anything yet. What's been going on? He talk about jerseys being deemed awesome. Okay. Vince McMahon. I wonder if Vince had to say something. He had to. He has not been responded in for 5 days. So there's that. Let's see. Let's see if there's any responses from anybody from the luminaries. There's been a lot of people have said a lot of things about Hulk Hogan. Howard Finkel. Excuse me. Now. Yeah, and a lot of people saying that somebody said, is it the virus? No, he was sick for a long time too. A lot of people have been upset about the year 2020, and I don't blame a lot of people either. Let's see. Let's see if anybody says something else. Just give me a second here. And while I'm talking, I know WWE is going through a lot of hardship right now, and it is a tough week for the WWE in general. So that my heart goes out to the superstars of the WWE, to the WWE family, and I know they're going through a lot. You guys will get back on your feet. It's unbelievable. Let's see. I'm trying to. A lot of people just. Let's see if he says something. I'm trying to. Yeah. All right. Rhett Titus, Ring of Honor standout and usual and part-time GTS wrestler. Very sad to hear the passing of Howard Finkel. May he rest in peace. Greg Miller, who's a member of the Smosh, says, stopped in my tracks this morning to hear by the news of Howard Finkel's death. I grew up with the Fink being one of the voices of WWE. He was in our house via ring announcing multiple times a week with me in front of television, my parents watching along. And it's let's see if he says something. Somebody else said something else. I think Santino Marella said something. I think, or did I? Oh, Lillian Garcia. I wonder if she had to say something. Okay. Lillian Garcia posted out, and no, my heart is deeply saddened today at the news of that Howard Finkel's passing away. When I say he was one of a kind, I don't say that lightly. When I was hired to be the new ring announcer at WWE, I didn't know if it was to replace Howard, but instead of Howard being bitter, he extended his hand and helped me every step of the way. Any question that I had, any advice I needed, any cheering up I longed for, Howard was there. Throughout the years, I got to know such a kind soul, such a selfless human being who radiated with a light of pure love and truly loved this business. He loved the fans and his job and all the people he worked with. He is the reason I respect the job of being a ring announcer so much. He showed me what a true honor of having that job is. Thank you, Howard, for so many amazing years of hearing your voice radiate throughout stadiums and arenas. Given these larger-than-life introductions that I could only try to come close to, but my biggest thanks is for being a true friend and impacting my life in more ways than you'll ever know. Heaven didn't gain an angel because you already one here among us. I miss you dearly, Howard. I love you. Rest in peace. Prayer emoji, Lillian Garcia. I'll see if she said anything else about that. That is, totally awesome. And, Lillian Garcia, that was beautiful words coming out of her. Totally awesome. I am going to try to see, see if anybody else said something. Runs with crabs. What a name. What a nickname. So, Howard Finkel, the Mean Gene Outtakes, he was doing his Howard Cosell impression, which I think is pretty wild. What a unique individual the Fink always has been. No one can ever replace Howard Finkel. A lot of people, they've been sad about Howard Finkel. And just, let's see if, there's a lot of people saying, just, let's see what else. I'm sure everybody's at the Pearly Gates welcoming in Howard Finkel right now. I guess Piper picking on him already. Dusty Rhodes, Let's see. Yes. Speaking of which, see who else can I? What if Molina said something about Howard Finkel? Pin tweet 60. I'm surprised she hasn't said anything about what's been going on in the business. Before you go to sleep, and go back through the day and find the best thing that happened that day. Okay. Let's see who else. I'm trying to figure it out. This is I know a lot of people have said something. A lot of people have said something about Howard Finkel, and at the point where Sasha Banks, let's see if she said something. You know, Fit Finley, and Fit Finley, who was recently released, has not said much. Let's see. Carmella had a Carmella did a heartbreak emoji. Let's see, Alexa Bliss, R.I.P. Three heartbreak emojis. Drake Maverick, heartbreak emoji. Goodbye, Howard. After seeing that video of Drake Maverick, my heart goes out to him, man. I know his dream was to be part of the WWE. Let's see. Natalia, who I have the honor of following me on Twitter, said this: "We lost one of the greatest ring announcers of all time, Howard Finkel. Howard was the man who came up with the name WrestleMania. He was one of the most beloved people in the WWE. Howard ring announced my dad's very first match at the Garden. We love you, Howard." Wow. Let's see if anybody's responded to that. There's a lot of people that said something, so many great things about Howard, Howard Finkel. Let's see who else. I want to see if Corey Graves said something. Corey Graves. Let's see. 19. All right. He retweeted about how he retweeted Drew Gulak. Let's see. All right. Speaking of Drew Gulak, I want to see he said something. And a lot of people, they're trying to keep their minds off the situations here, which I don't blame a lot of people to do so. I'm sure. Let's see. Who else? I wonder if John Cena said something. John Cena. Let's see if John Cena. I don't know if it's pertaining to Howard Finkel or the releases of superstars. He said, "Loss of any kind is not easy. We feel some, if not all, difficult emotions. Feel them, face them, don't lock them up. But do so with a great sense of accountability. All of us are tested now more than ever. Stay in touch and in tune with you. Try to find lessons in any hardship." That's very, very true. I have done exactly that. Triple H, he's got to say something. No. I spelled that one with big fat fingers. Triple H. You weren't someone until you heard Howard announce you. A championship win didn't feel real until you heard him say, "And the new." His voice, his personality, and his positivity will be sorely missed. Thank you for everything, especially your friendship. And, as you know, let's see, also, let's see if a lot of people have said something here. Let's see if Tessa Blanchard has said something. last time she tweeted, she talked about a frog. Catching a frog. So she has said nothing. Let's see if... Alright. Jordan Grace and see if she said something. And, hello. I will like that tweet. So, let's see if I can, let's see. Trish Stratus, one tweet. Alright. Trish Stratus tweeted, so sad about the passing of my dear friend. The first time I flew to TVs, I marked out as the voice of the WWE picked me up. When he saw me alone, he kept me company. He was my first friend in the WWE. I'll never forget his kindness and absolute love of the biz. Hashtag rest in peace, Fink. Oh, that was really sweet. And it shows that Howard Finkel's a really cool guy. Was a really cool dude. Seriously. Let's see if I'll see if Naomi. He hasn't said something though. She hasn't said anything new, and let's see if I'm trying to find out. Let's see if Kofi says it. Kofi Kingston. And Kofi has not said something yet. Let's see if Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods, has said something. And he has not said anything yet. All right, okay. As Tyler Breeze said something. He does look like that's funny. Okay, let's see if Big E. Fink was not only an indelible part of my childhood, he also couldn't have been sweeter to me anytime I saw him backstage. I'm grateful to have known him. That's awesome. Yeah, sorry, folks. I'm trying to read all the tweets by some of the most popular, some of the most well-known wrestler in the WWE. Tom Phillips may have said. Tom Phillips isn't that the man has not said a word. The man has not said a word. Let's see if I can get some replies in. No, he retweeted Drake Maverick's tweet of "I'm not done yet" in the interim NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament. Let's see. Drew McIntyre. See if the man says something. Just and let's see. Austin Theory. All day Austin Theory. Some of them are trying to stay focused on their business, which it isn't easy to do. Well, that is probably all the tweets I'm going to read about Howard Finkel. Howard Finkel was a wrestling announcer legend. There's no doubt about it. He will be missed. He'll be sadly missed, and he's been the voice of a generation for many, many years as a ring announcer, and passed on to Lillian Garcia during the Attitude Era on the Tony Chimmel, and he is going to be missed. Seriously, going to be missed. Oh, I wonder if Tony Chimmel has tweeted something. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on Twitter. I'll see if Tony Chimmel has said something, or any other superstars. I'm not going to do it by the phone. The man. Becky Lynch says, the voice of a generation and the kindest, most loving human you could meet. Rest in peace, Howard. We all miss you. Let's see. Thursday morning, 1:30. 14:30. All right. Let's see. Meredith Bell, who sang as part of Chris Jericho's entrance. We might as well call him the voice of the WWE Network. Hashtag thank you, Fink. She retweeted that from W Network. Mark Adam Haggerty, who took part in Chikara and GTS wrestling, said, when I was 9 years old, I dreamed of being a pro wrestling ring announcer. I introduced my action figures to my plastic ring, and I always do it in one voice. The voice, the only voice. Absolutely gutted to learn that Howard Finkel, my idol and inspiration, has passed away. Let's see. Everybody's talking about that moment. Here we go. The first time I sang the national, Meredith Bell tweeted, the first time I sang the national anthem for the E. I was lucky enough to have Howard escort me to the ring, and in his booming voice, I remember it like it was yesterday. Now here to perform our national anthem from Richmond, Virginia, Meredith Bell. Rest easy, Fink. And she wrote, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I know he wasn't doing well. This one hurts. What a legend and a gem of a person. Insanely sweet and kind. All right. I wonder if Chris Jericho has something. I know he's worked with Jericho. Let's see. Chris Jericho. And pin tweet. Thanks, Howard, for being the best wrestling ring announcer in history. A great employee for the WWE, a good guy, and a loyal lackey. Hopefully, when you announce my entrance into the great unknown, when I join you some. I'll see if he said something else. A lot of people would say something on Instagram. That sucked. Well, I want to see if anybody says something a lot on Instagram. Thunder. A lot of people like my photo. And Vicky Guerrero. I am sad to hear of passing of Howard Finley. It's Finkel, Howard Finley. He was a gentleman and a kind soul every day of his life, and always made it a point to give the sweetest hugs. I'll always be indebted to him for escorting Eddie from Minneapolis to Phoenix after he passed. When he called me, he says, I don't want Eddie to be flown home by himself. Rest in peace, Howard. I love you, friend. Let's see. Wrestling Classic. Let's see. Ooh, okay. All I want to do is I'm going to look up Howard Finkel here, and let's see if anybody would say something. Let's see. Over 1,000 posts, and let's see. Bruce Pritchard says something. Aaron Stevens, formerly known as Damian Sandow, truly heartbroken at the loss of a legend. Howard Finkel was without a doubt the most legendary announcer in pro wrestling history. He was someone I had the privilege of calling my friend as well. When he announced me for the very first time, it was also my first time as Square Guy. I remember pausing and actually saying to myself, wow, Fink actually said my name on the mic. I made it. Howard, you will be missed, and thank you. Let's see if anybody says something. Taz said on his Instagram, very sad to hear Howard Finkel had passed. He was just a great guy, always joking, laughing, and positive. The greatest ring announcer ever. His iconic voice will live in pro history and wrestling history forever. Prayers go out to his family. Rest in peace, Fink. And let's see. Alright. People there. Look at that. Shawn Michaels, Macho Man. Let's see. Let's see who else. Who? He was a legendary childhood voice for everybody. Oh, wow, Brian Denny, he had passed away too? I didn't realize that. Wow, talk about that. Okay, and let me if I look up Chris Jericho, maybe. Chris Jericho of Fozzy. Okay, let's see if he said something here. Oh, there he is. Okay, there's the. Thanks, Hal, for being the best wrestler. Good. When I join you someday. I see. Oh my goodness, that's so. Ah, boy. Oh, what this? That was so funny. He motivated. That will never forget. When he motivated Howard Finkel. I wonder, Tony Chimmel. If Tony Chimmel has something to say, he had it. Let's see if Tony Chimmel. since 1983. Oh, he hasn't tweeted since 2016. Wow. I hope he's okay. And let's see. And Braun Strowman, rest well, my friend. His proudest moment, first WWE employee to the Hall of Fame, the Fink. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer said something. See, did Tommy Dreamer said something? No, did I read? Justin Roberts tweeted, "Thank you, Howard." This is what he had to say. "My childhood memories revolve around professional wrestling, and most of those memories revolve around Howard Finkel's iconic moments. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Perfect and New. Both feet touch the floor at the same time. However, his booming voice, his words, his delivery, and his reactions taught me what a ring announcer could and should be. He made big moments feel special. He made introductions feel big, which made the huge wrestlers we idolized that much bigger. Howard was truly the greatest. As a kid, he always accepted my phone calls to his office. An aspiring ring announcer, he showed me the ropes my first week on the job in the big leagues. I had started my career trying to be him, and now I was working with him. He was always so kind and willing to help lend his expertise. He loved his job, and every single moment he was able to stand in front of all you do and what he did best. I love watching him do that on TV and later on from ringside, where he lived the ring and gave me a giant hug. On our last visit, I was able to thank Howard for everything. I was able to let him know how much he meant to me, to the wrestlers he introduced, and to the fans around the world, and to the industry himself. Howard Finkel was special and made the role, as well as an amazing world of professional wrestling, that much bigger and better. Rest in peace, my friend." Justin Roberts, who was the ring announcer for AEW, and 1976, January 17, 1980, he made WWE Madison Square Garden, W debut in Madison Square Garden. And Tommy Dreamer tweeted, "I want you all to know how much WWE meant to him. We loved you, missed you so much. Every time I would leave him, I would say, love you, Fink, and there are great fans, but you are the best fans ever. Celebrate his life, the Fink." And this is what he tweeted before. "I'm crushed. I lost my friend today. I saw him once a month, the voice of wrestling. I loved him so much. The Fink." And it was really tough. Okay, I'm going to end it here before anything else happens. I'm already 42 minutes into the thing. Howard Finkel will be missed, and to the condolences, to the prayers, and prayers go to the family of Howard Finkel, and to the WWE family, to the wrestling family. My condolences and prayers go to you guys as well. And to all the fans, and especially myself, condolences and prayers as well, who grew up hearing Howard Finkel's name. Howard Finkel, we're going to miss you. I mean, it's your iconic voice. I don't know if anybody can do it like you. Mike Rome, Greg Hamilton, and Alicia Taylor. It is a challenge that we must accept. And it will be something to behold. All right. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Episode 561. Rest in peace, Howard Finkel. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. And we'll get back to some regular scheduled fun. See ya.